Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be having a look at my climb to veteran from Ace rank using this amazing team. I recently caught this Greninja. It does have the costume and it has very nice IVs. I'm also going to be using a Talonflame as the closer and a Clodsire who acts as the safe switch. I am going to be running Stone Edge to take care of the Mandibuzz, just flying around everywhere, and all of the flying types that Clodsire may otherwise struggle against. In the first match, we see a decent lead into Malamar. I think we do win the 2s, but we do lose the 0s and the 1s. Unfortunately, the opponent does catch on to Dugong, but that's completely fine, as I can easily send in Talonflame. I didn't know then, but this team can have a variety of... I saw this so often where I was at. It either had a Ferrothorn in the back, a Toxapex in the back, or a Bomber Snow. I go for the fly and I realize they're going to make it to another move, so I fire off another fly. Opponent doesn't let that through and we can keep switch advantage. Opponent sends in Malamar and we are barely able to get the fly, surviving on 1 HP. I don't think it was DRE, I think we just got really lucky. I'm going to send in Greninja and I'm going to shield up the potential superpower. Unfortunately, opponent does bait us with the foul play. Opponent is going to fire off another move, and they're going to bait us once more, and that's not great. I'm going to send in Clodsire, and the opponent responds with Diggersby, so this is not good alignment. I'm going to keep firing off these Earthquakes. They're not going to do much to the extremely bulky Diggersby, and the Diggersby can hit for some very nice super effective damage with the Scorching Sands. Scorching Sands will connect and it will do a sizable amount of damage. Opponent is just going to let us get the next Earthquake, and that is going to come very close to KOing, but the opponent can now KO us with a Scorching Sands. Scorching Sands gets the KO and I'm going to send in Greninja. Opponent has the move and unfortunately that's going to be a GG's in their favour. Into the next match, we see a terrible lead into Machamp. Opponent absolutely destroys us with those karate chops and can easily one-shot us. And when I switch into Clodsire, the opponent responds with Quagsire, pretty much the best answer to Clodsire in this meta. So this game not going too well so far. I'm going to fire off the Earthquake. The opponent does let that through, and that does a quite big chunk of damage. Opponent is going to throw on the CMP with the Stone Edge, so great counting by them. And Aquatail is going to get the KO. I'm going to send in Greninja to get a big energy advantage, and I think about it. Would they bait? No. They're only making it to one move, so I'm going to shield up the Stone Edge, and I get the farm down. Opponent can come back in with the Machamp, but we've got a Hydro Cannon loaded, and the opponent is going to shield that up. I'm going to immediately fire off the next Hydro Cannon, and the opponent is... and I'm putting a lot of pressure on the opponent's shields. I'm now going to switch in Talonflame, and I make a bad decision here. I'm thinking about it. You can see I wait until the very end to shield, but they bait with the cross chop, and I think that sealed our fate, as now I'm going to fire off the Brave Bird, and that's going to take care of the Drifbloom, but the opponent I think is just a little bit too healthy on the Machamp. But let's see, can we outpace? Opponent does actually have Stone Edge, which just grabbed the KO. Can we outpace? We get really close, but the opponent throws one before we make it. That was an incredibly close game, but we are starting off with an 0-2. In the next match, we see a much more favourable lead in Talonflame, so this is great. Opponent safe switches into Gastrodon, and we don't have a great answer to Gastrodon, so I'm just going to stay in and fire off a Hydro Cannon before switching into Talonflame. Talonflame can absorb the energy from Gastrodon pretty well, unless they do have that Water Pulse, which I did encounter one during these battles. I'm going to shield up the Body Slam just in case, and they make it to another one, but that's completely fine with me. Body Slam doesn't do much damage, especially after the nerf, and I think it's great they nerfed Body Slam, otherwise Vigoroth, Lickitung, all those Pokemon Body Slam would be too OP. I'm going to go for the Brave Bird into the incoming Azu. That does so much damage, and they'll be forced to shield the next, as I would easily grab the KO. Unfortunately, I do miss a bubble, but that doesn't really matter, as they shielded up. And now I can align Clodsire onto the Azumarill, because Clodsire is my only Azumarill counter on this team. So my thought process with this team was Greninja can take shields, and Talonflame enjoys the opponent's shields down, as Brave Bird one-shots pretty much everything, and it does so well with any shield advantage. Clodsire is such a bulky Pokemon, it can absorb so many hits. All the opponent attempts to catch, they get one shot by the Stone Edge. I'm getting distracted here. The opponent concedes the match, and we move to a 1-2 start. So not the greatest, but that was an amazing game there. Very happy we got to nuke that Talonflame from absolutely full health. Opponent is going to send in Dugong, and Clodsire in this team can absorb a lot of hits, so I usually use 0 shields on it. Sometimes it is necessary to use shields, but in this case, maybe not. I know from experience we can survive 2 Icy Winds here, so I'm just going to let it through and fire off the Stone Edge. Now, I went very positive with this team, going on a, out of 50 battles I played with it, I won 33. So that's very nice there. And that got me to Veteran. So after Veteran, I think I'm just going to mess around, focus on the channel more. And instead of making these meta teams, I'm going to be making a lot of very, very, very spicy battles. So I'm just going to do a bunch of spicy submissions. So yeah, the opponent comes in with the Sand Slash, and just to get some damage off, I'm going to go for the Fly, and oh my goodness, oh no. Sorry, trainer. They do make it to a move. Very close though. Look at those Incinerates go. That was a clean 2-shot. Opponent sends back in Dugong, but we've got the Fly loaded. Opponent is going to shield it up, but now I can send in Greninja, and Greninja can survive any one move from Dugong, and even if they have the move here, we have a move loaded, and Greninja wins CMP against about everything. So Night Slash is going to get the KO up against the Dugong, and we get an unnecessary boost, obviously. In the next match, we see a terrible lead once again into Lucario, so that's not great. Opponent answers my Clodsire Safe Switch with Drifblim, and this is actually flippable. It would be very nice to flip this, as Talonflame just 3-shots Lucario, as Lucario 3-shots Greninja. Opponent is going to fire off a move. I'm tempted to shield, so I'm going to shield it up. Opponent is going to go for the Icy Wind to debuff us, and I'm going to go for a Stone Edge. Stone Edge will be shielded by the opponent, as they do want to preserve switch advantage, but I do think if I commit both shields, we are able to take switch in this matchup. Opponent, I think, understands, or maybe they just want to save a shield, but I think having an alignment for them may have won them the game. They send back in Lucario, and look at this. We're one of the Earthquake. They know that. They've been counting. They go for the Blaze Kick. Clodsire, so bulky, so glad I built my new rank, 57 or 58, so we're able to make the Earthquake and grab the last shield, even though double debuffed. Lucario is just so classy, it would KO anyway. I bring in Talonflame, and Thunder Punch did do a lot of damage, but we are able to get a very nice farm down, and Brave Bird the incoming Wigglytuff. And Wigglytuff, oh no, Greninja, we have Greninja. Can Greninja make it to a move before we get farmed down? Actually, it looks like it's going to be quite comfortable. I'm going to go for the Hydro Cannon, and that's going to be a GG's. And we overcome a terrible lead by winning switch. In the next match, another not great lead. It's kind of fine though. I'm going to fire off 4 Water Shurikens to go 1 more for that move, and fire off the Night Slash. I'm now going to send in Talonflame, and we do actually catch the move and get the sneak. That's so fortunate. We get a sneak and a catch of the Icy Wind, and the opponent's now going to just stay in here, so I take the initiative and fire for Fly. Fly will not KO from this range, so the opponent can just let it through. But now I can go for a farm down by shooting up this Icy Wind. I get the full farm down, which is very nice. And let's see what the opponent wants to come in with. They choose to absorb our energy with Marowak, and I blind throw the Fly. Fly doesn't do that much damage, even though its Shadowed Marowak does have some very nice bulk. I'm going to fire off another Fly. Sorry, I'm a little bit sick right now. I'm in Greninja, we are going to commit 1 shield, and now, look at this. They're staying in here for some reason, but they have 2 shields. What could be in the back? It is a Donphan, so very luckily we have all this energy. We're going to be able to get in 2 Hydro Cannons and take both their shields, but we have Clodsire in the back. Clodsire gets absolutely destroyed by Donphan. I'm not sure if we'll be able to take this game. Let's see. But he's got to fire off a Trailblaze, which is boosting up these Mud Slaps, and I'm going to be able to fire off the Earthquake, and oh no, it was on alignment. Did I just like throw the game because of alignment? Don't tell me I did. Who farms it down first? Them or us? It's going to be a race. And we're 1 poison stick away, so maybe that alignment throw did matter, but we're able to get a 4-1 set, and we're able to get a veteran, so let's go. We can get this really cool Alistair mask, as well as some nice Stardust, and thanks for watching. And that's my veteran climb with this amazing team.